Hello and welcome to another episode of Worst Collection Ever. This is the show where we tell you about the worst comic book collection in existence, and it just happens to belong to us. I'm Jen.
I'm Shawn.
Hi.
Hi. I'm looking at...
I was going to say, you're looking at an action figure over there.
I'm looking at one of my purchases today. So welcome to the podcast, by the way. This is, of course, Worst Collection Ever, where we talk about comic books in a very comedic fashion. Comedic in question marks.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Quotation marks. But we do like to pick apart our comic books and make fun of them and kind of...
Have a good time.
Have a good time in general.
Really just entertain ourselves.
It really is just to pop ourselves.
Pretty much.
That's kind of our...
That's what we do.
Kind of our deal. But nonetheless, here we are. And thank you for being here. And yes, I was looking at a thing I bought today from Mile High Comics. We decided, so tomorrow is my birthday, the day that we're recording this.
Yeah.
And
happy birthday.
Thank you. And you were gracious enough to give me a gift.
Yes.
You got me the DC Finest.
I don't know, these little books they've been releasing.
DC Finest. It's a series of these books they've been releasing. A lot of like...
They're smaller.
These are smaller. This is big.
No, it's fat, but isn't like the format isn't totally graphic novel size?
It's not.
Isn't it slightly smaller than that? Or am I crazy? They're just very fat graphic novels.
Yeah, this one that you got me was the Doom Patrol one, which is very exciting because I'm always looking to get more Doom Patrol in my life.
Yeah.
And this is one that kind of precedes the one trade that I have. Because I have like a digital trade somewhere, but it's like, yeah, I don't really count the digital trade so much.
I don't either. That's why
I don't have access to them
immediately.
I mean, I do, but I don't.
Because I have some comics and stuff that I have digitally, but I'm like, I have to buy them physically because they could just disappear tomorrow.
True. And so with regards to the Doom Patrol, this is like a book that covers like the My Greatest Adventure run and like a good chunk of the subsequent self-titled run from like the late 60s. It's not all of it, because I do have one that actually covers like maybe covers the rest of it.
Sure.
But it also covers, like, it also has like some Brave and a Bold. No, not Brave and a Bold. No, maybe Brave and a Bold, but definitely I just heard thunder, so I got distracted.
I know.
A New Teen Titans.
Okay.
So because there's there's a comic that features them in it. So because Beast Boy, is
right,
a part of New Teen Titans, and he was a satellite member of Doom Patrol when they were around initially. So, but yeah, it's very exciting. Yeah, and actually I was enjoying it because I was telling Jen earlier about how a lot of the not gags, but there's like reoccurring things in these early issues where it's like, Elastigirl, like, just like, oh my God, that girl, she's huge, but she did something. I can't believe it.
It's very funny.
Yeah. And there's a lot of it too, where it's like, Robot Man, he's a robot, but he has a human brain. Can you believe it? Or,
they have to remind you.
But they like to call themselves freaks, but even though they are, I guess they're weird, they're not really like that weird.
Are you saying that it's stolen valor?
Yeah, they're stealing weird valor.
Yeah.
They totally are. So, but you got me that, and then we decided to take another trip to our favorite place, one of our favorite places, Mile High Comics. It's been like a while since we've been there, so
it has, yeah.
Decided to go there and buy some overpriced shit.
Definitely overpriced shit,
because that's what they do.
Yeah.
And I picked up some issues of Squadron Supreme that I was looking for, and also because we're going to be talking about them at some point coming up. Definitely obviously in July, Fantastic Four. And I've been telling Jen that I've been wanting to get a handle on some Fantastic Four that would be like fun to read.
Right.
I have like a Marvel Masterworks that covers like the Adam Warlock stuff when he debuts, but it's not, to me, it's that I don't really want to talk about that on the show. Sure. Because it's like, well, I kind of like it, So I got this one that's just called Fantastic Four Crusaders and Titans, and it's great because the cover is just. I think it's something where Ben Grimm loses his powers at some point, and so Luke Cage has to join. Okay. And so that kind of is what's going on there. But if you look at this cover, just look at this picture of Ben Grimm the thing. He's just
he looks very sad.
He's very sad because it's like because you see actual Ben Grimm standing there, and he's like, "I want to go on an adventure," but the rest of them are
like, "No, Ben, you can't go.
No, you can't." And then the rock monster Ben is very sad.
He is very sad.
So yeah, and then we got some Galactus stuff, and Fantastic Four 164 to 176. So that could definitely be useful.
I do want to say though, just because you like something doesn't mean it can't be on the show.
I know that.
Okay.
And there's plenty of that. So, but I'm looking forward to covering this at some point because I just like it's just such a random thing. It's not like like a certain era they're defining. It's just like Crusaders and Titans. Here's some bullshit. That's what I kind of like when you put out a trade. It's just like, here's some bullshit.
Here's some bullshit.
And then I also found from the World of Batman Walmart exclusive line.
Oh man,
this is Radar Scope Batman, which is just a repaint of another Batman from, I believe, the Batman Returns line. That
Batman looks like he loves plaid. Like he's
if you take a closer look at it, he's got like grooves in his body.
Yeah.
But it looks like somebody just wrote in there with pen. I thought that was when I seen these online, I thought this was like like somebody messed with it.
No, apparently that is the paint job. And it looks kind of weird.
It does look kind of weird. And he's got a gold mask. And then he comes with a pulse scan blaster, which he wears over his eye.
Uh-huh.
And he shoots a missile out of it.
Yeah, it sounds right.
A maroon missile.
He's color coordinated.
Actually, he's very color uncoordinated because he's got gold and black.
Yeah.
And maroon and yellow. It's just,
maybe we've never considered that Batman's actually colorblind.
It kind of, that kind of might be.
It might be. You know what? We've never discussed that, but it's possible.
Indeed. And you got a bunch of stuff too.
I got some comic books. Trying to fill in my little collection here. So yeah, that's what I've been doing.
We have some fun this weekend. And
what I thought you were going to bring up.
Oh, okay.
Was that I have blown Shawn's mind today because I told him that I read Wonder Woman 21 that just came out.
Yes.
In which Batman goes to Mount Olympus to help Wonder Woman solve a crime.
Which in itself, holy shit.
In itself is very funny. But so he goes to do this. Lots of things happen. Doesn't really matter. What matters is it's at the very end, him and Wonder Woman go back to Zeus because Zeus, spoiler, is the killer. And Batman says to Zeus, because whoever he killed is like in the realm of the dead. And Batman says, I could tell this person that you killed them because he says, I have a friend named Boston and he goes between both realms and I have dinner with him once a month. And I want to know everything about that. And when I told that to Shawn, I thought his brain short-circuited.
Because we have to explain, Boston is
Deadman.
Is Deadman. And Deadman and Batman have...
I mean, I can see that they're
intertwined, in various ways over the years.
Friends as much as you can be with a guy you can't see.
But that's the thing. If you were going to give me a list of Batman's friends,
well, I mean, it would be very short.
It'd be very short, but Deadman would probably not be on there.
Well, apparently, friends.
But apparently, for some, so that means there's a lot of things to unpack here. First of all, he has a meal with
standing dinner appointment. Apparently,
dinner appointment with Deadman, who doesn't have an actual body.
That's what I mean. How? What happens? Does he just possess does he possess Alfred for a night? Like, how does this work?
Quite possibly. I mean, he might, maybe he invites somebody over, but Bruce Wayne's like, hey man,
you want to come over?
We're going to get fucking ripped. We're going to get ripped. You're not going to remember a damn thing after tonight. We're going to let you, I got some shit. I got a new Xbox game. I got a new Xbox game. I got some yayo.
Anybody want to come play Bruce Wayne's Xbox game?
I got Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
Oh boy,
remastered, and we're gonna get fucking ripped to the.
We're gonna get fucking wasted because that's what we do.
I locked Damien up in his room. He can't bother us at all. So
just send him back to his mother.
and so he come over and then. What's his face jumps into your body.
Yeah.
That Deadman jumps into their body.
And that's how Batman has dinner with them?
And he just sits down and has a proper dinner and they just talk I assume they talk about death and
whatever Deadman's been up to.
Because Deadman, obviously knows what death is like.
Yeah.
So it's like that movie Martyrs, but like without the actual flaying of human skin.
Yeah, I guess. I just was blown away by this little fact and I had to tell it to Shawn. because I knew he would appreciate it. I don't know how it works. Of all people, why Batman would have a dinner appointment with Deadman, but okay, sure.
Batman, who has a once-a-year coffee date with Commissioner Gordon.
Yes, only on New Year's Eve.
But once a year, he has dinner with Deadman every month.
They are BFFs. I didn't know. I don't think he sees Superman that often.
No, he doesn't see anybody that often.
No, he doesn't. I don't think he sees his own son that often.
He doesn't. I need to know more about this.
I need a whole series. Somebody give it to me.
A series. I need a short DC short film.
Oh, 100%.
You can animate it.
Sure, yeah.
Fucking animate it. Get a bunch of people. Maybe it's like one of those like table for three.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can see that.
Be like, hey, here's a bunch of wrestlers eating dinner, or talking shit. But this time it's just Batman and Deadman and whoever else they invite.
Yeah,
I would watch the fuck out of that.
100%, I would watch the fuck out of that. So yeah, that I thought Shawn would really appreciate that, and he did, and he does. So yeah, if you know anything about this Batman Deadman dinner, please send us an email. We would love to know more.
Yeah, there's definitely a history between the two, but I did not know that they broke bread literally
standing
with each other.
Dinner date every month, apparently.
Come on.
Apparently, that's what's going on.
That blows my mind. It really does.
I know it does.
It's really something.
And the thing is, it's a throwaway line. It's one panel. Batman says that to Zeus, and no one ever questions it.
You didn't think people were going to notice?
No one questions it. No one was like, wait, can we go back to that? No one says anything. They just let it go.
And also, real quick, R.I.P. Peter David.
Yeah, I just found out before we started taping that he had passed.
Yeah, he had passed. And Peter David, of course, extremely prolific.
Mm-hmm.
Way more prolific than I had to recall, because as soon as you mentioned he passed, I was like, okay, so he helped reboot X Factor. Because originally X Factor was like the old X-Men characters and everything. But then he's the one that changed it over to being like Havoc and Polaris and Multiple Man, and they were government liaisons and shit.
Sure.
So he was responsible for that. He was responsible for making the Hulk, doing a lot of stuff for the Hulk in the early to mid 90s. That was really interesting. Like he was the one that I guess you could take credit for kind of how it is in the movies, where Hulk he's big and green and beefy, but he has the mind of Bruce Banner.
Right.
He's not just like grunting.
He's a podcaster.
Yeah, he's 100%. He became a podcaster Hulk.
As we saw in that Avengers movie.
Wait, when does he podcast?
He doesn't. It's the joke is that he looks like he should have a podcast.
Oh, I was like,
he looks like he should be on Pod Save America because he's like wearing a sweater with patches on the elbows and big horn rimmed glasses.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was responsible for kind of doing that. He also writing the wedding issue.
Oh, okay.
Which he did. He had a guest appearance in. He's the pastor.
Oh, that's right. I think you told me that before.
He's the pastor. And then also, as I was poking around, he is the reason why Aquaman has a hook on his hand.
Yeah.
Like that was I don't know if he still does. I'm assuming.
It depends. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. I don't know about current continuity. Couldn't tell you.
But he was the one that made Aquaman cool again. Like Aquaman wasn't, he was always, a part of stuff. But I mean, his cachet wasn't as high as it was, prior to Peter David coming aboard, and he was the one that stuck Aquaman's hand into a pool of piranhas and they ate it.
Nice.
And then gave him a hook, and everybody was like, oh, Aquaman's kind of cool now.
Yeah, he's got a hook for a hand.
He grew out his hair. He's the one that masterminded all that. And obviously, the arts and all that.
Sure.
All that. But so he was very prolific. I know our friend of the show, Rob Kelly, big Aquaman guy, obviously.
Yeah.
At some point, we probably remember him, doing some stuff on Peter David, I'm sure. Definitely really took that Aquaman character into a new way. I don't think there would have been an Aquaman movie had that not happened.
Sure.
I think Aquaman would have just been like a guy.
Mm-hmm.
He might have just kind of faded away, but now he's still a big deal now.
This summer, Batman Nightcast returns.
Because we, just like Lex Luthor, will not abide Superman dominating the pop culture conversation.
That's not true at all. We love Batman and Superman. That's why the first 5 episodes of the new Nightcast will spotlight both of them together as friends.
It kicks off in June with the weekly release of new episodes covering the first 5 issues of Mark Waid and Dan Mora's modern Batman-Superman World's Finest.
All leading up to the new Superman movie. Holy Bat Synergy!
And after that, we'll revisit those beloved Max Allan Collins issues.
Maybe you are Lex Luthor.
Batman Nightcast.
Part of the Fire and Water Podcast Network.
So, what are we going to talk about today?
Well, we got to finish the Thunderbolts.
Oh, man. This is the last issue we're going to talk about of the Thunderbolts.
Yeah. So,
for now, anyway.
For now, yeah. And so we're going to talk about an actual Thunderbolts comic. Because that's right.
Last time it was a Spider-Man team-up.
Right. But this one is an actual Thunderbolts book. It's Thunderbolts number 3 from June 1997. So I believe it's the same month as the one we read last week.
Yes, that was the same one.
And the cover says the new Masters of Evil versus the Thunderbolts. But how could that be? Because the Masters of Evil are the Thunderbolts.
Oh my God. Everything's so confusing. There's too many masters.
Too many masters. On the cover here, you see everybody squaring off against each other here. So you got Citizen V.
He just has a big head.
Who's just got this big head here. And you got all these different characters. I should have had you kind of do a cold read on some of these characters and these other ones.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And see what you thought who they were. But you kind of probably could have told from the book here.
Yes.
But we'll get into it though. But yeah, they're all here, and we'll introduce some of these other Masters of Evil. Some surprising choices, if I might say.
Yeah, I always question a team that has 2 people with similar names.
What do you mean?
So there's like Tiger Shark and Flying Tiger.
Oh, yeah.
And they're both on this team. And I'm like, why'd you put both of them on the team? You could have just picked one.
Yeah, they should have thought about that.
Does he actually swim? I don't know about that.
Tiger Shark swims.
Oh, so maybe they needed a sea guy and an air guy.
He's a sea guy and air guy, but you could have found somebody that wasn't a tiger.
Oh, 100% you could have. 100%.
So we're going to, but I am confused by Flying Tiger. We'll get there. But we start off where it literally says night somewhere.
Somewhere. Cool.
Could be anywhere.
Could be. Pick a place. That's where it is.
Yeah. Look, well, it's a castle, so it could be Transylvania. So let's say Transylvania.
Sure.
So yeah. So we're in Transylvania, and the girl that we've been following.
Yeah, this girl, the teenager who was abducted.
Yeah, Haley. She was abducted in the first issue, and now we're following her here.
She has escaped.
Thankfully.
Mm-hmm.
And we do talk about some of these tests she's been enduring.
Sure.
The hentai tests or whatever, because we saw tentacles going around.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
So, but she managed to get free, and now she's off to wherever. Now we jump to New York. Mach 1 is dropping off some
burglar.
A burglar, or maybe a guy that looks like this guy looks like he should be playing a video store clerk in a sitcom.
Or he should be just in Clerks.
Yes, or Clerks. He should be he should be the third clerk.
Yeah, he should be like the guy who works at the rival video store.
Mach 1 finds him burgling a high-rise, and he's like, hey, so I found his burgling tools. And
he had a partner who got away, is what he says.
He turned away, and
the guy's like, I work alone. I don't have a partner. And then he's like, wait a second. As they take him in, the police take him in. He's like, I think that's superhero. And he says superhero.
Yeah, he says
like King Supers.
That's superhero.
Yeah, SOOP. He's like, that superhero stole my loot.
Yeah, he's having an issue with that.
Yeah.
And also we're gonna point out there's a cop here that says good night.
Yeah, he's like, all right, Mark 1, I love you. You're my favorite.
His name is Pat, right? The only reason why I bring this up is that when you go to the Marvel Wiki,
is he in there?
There's an entry for Pat, and he's in an entry of multiple entries of New York City policemen.
No way.
That have some sort of interactions.
Oh, so he like interacts with heroes in general?
No, just this one time. But there's other ones where it's like, oh, then there was Officer so-and-so, and he did this.
So there are different officers that interact with the Marvel Universe. I think it would be funny if it was just the same guy.
No, it's just
it should just be the same guy.
It's just like it's just Pat, Officer Pat.
Hi, Pat.
So now the Fantastic Four Towers is now becoming the Thunderbolt Towers.
Yes, it looks like it was like getting repairs done, and I was trying to remember why. But
Well, they were fixing it in general because it was beat up from the
that's probably
the
why.
onslaught thing. So
Yeah, because they're almost done with it.
but they're like, you know what? Let's just put a Thunderbolt on top because the Fantastic Four are dead and nobody ever comes back.
Yeah, it's comic books. Everyone stays dead. That's the rule. So they're just, gonna squat in this tower and make it their own.
Well, I mean, not so much squat, but like
they're gonna take it over. It's theirs.
Franklin Richards was like, you can have it.
Yeah, Franklin Richards sucks.
And they also have gotten all sorts of technological equipment because what's happening here is Mach 1 shows up with like the bag of loot.
Yeah, so he's like, I stole, it's like $7,000, I think is what he says.
Yeah.
So he's like, I stole all this money. And they're like, dude, why? Why did you do that? Because you're going to like totally fuck us over.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I guess I screwed up. I didn't realize because Citizen V's like yelling at him. He's like, no, this is like a long con, man. If you steal people's loot, we're going to get found out before whatever our long con goal is. So don't do it. He's like, oh, sorry.
Do you want to know?
But they don't make him give it back.
No, they don't.
Mm-mm.
But do you want to know how long this con is?
How long?
You want to know what issue they end up playing their hand?
Yeah.
Issue 13.
The hell?
We're like issue 4, so like you got like what, like a couple months?
Yeah, I was kind of expecting this to go on for a little bit longer than that.
Of course.
You promised me long con.
I was expecting that too, but I was like, oh, so they just kind of say fuck off, become the villains again, and now.
So, but then who's the Thunderbolts?
I don't know.
Oh,
I guess I would have to keep reading.
I mean, you could.
But they're getting their alarm system set up in this building, and the communications center and everything. So Atlas checks in with the mayor girl.
Yes, that's right, because he likes her.
He likes her. And here's the thing. I'm just going to mention this because it's like the only time I think she's in this, maybe.
In this issue, yeah.
So they do eventually become friends, and they date.
Good.
When they reveal their hand, as
she breaks up with him.
She's like, you betrayed me. And then she gets fired from her job because the mayor was like, oh, you said these guys were good, but they weren't.
And you were just banging him.
And you were just banging this giant dude on this, because you're
on the sly,
whatever.
Well, that's too bad. I was kind of hoping those crazy kids would make it. Also, Songbird and Mach 1. I was like, oh, you guys are cute.
I think they do okay. I don't know much about what's going on with them.
I just don't understand. Like, if they revealed their hand and they're like, haha, villains now, do we just bring in a whole new team?
I mean, this team has had many members in and out.
I know that, but I mean, like, is that when they switch over to a new team?
I don't know. I'd have to read more up about it and really understand. But I
no.
I just don't understand why it's not like.
I just feel like
a couple years from then.
Yeah, I just feel like it's kind of quick if you're trying to get people hooked on this book. But what do I know? I don't know anything.
Yeah, but
I'm an idiot.
And also the thing too is that this girl,
what's her name?
Dallas.
Dallas
goes on to become Citizen V.
Does she wear that?
Yes.
She wears that same costume.
Yes, but with tits.
But that costume sucks.
But she's wearing it.
But she could get a better costume.
But she did not. And then she ends up getting
no accounting for taste.
She ends up getting paralyzed.
Oh Jesus!
But then she gets better.
She got better.
She gets better.
Well, that's good. That's good, I guess.
Yeah. So that's what's going on there.
Wow. All sorts of things happening in these books.
Right. But so their alarm goes off or something.
Yeah. So he's like, hey, we just got our new thing. I thought I'd call you because I like you. Maybe we could have dinner. He doesn't say that, but he should. She's like, hey, check to see if you're like danger calm thing, whatever the fuck that thing's called.
Danger calm,
which tells you of danger. See if it's working. And he's like, all right. And it is. There is down by the docks or the wharf. Black Widow is fighting the Lords of Evil, or what are they called?
The Masters of Evil. I do like Lords of Evil.
Lords of Evil actually sounds like a metal band, and like a bad one. He's like, oh, I gotta go. We'll talk to you later.
And we'll talk about these folks in a bit. But
yeah, but he hangs up and he's like, well, how could they be that? Because that's us.
Right. And I'm confused. I got confused too, because when I first read this, and maybe I wasn't, the way that maybe the panels were, like the dialogue was, I thought that Black Widow was like
part of it. Yes, that's what I thought too. But no, she's fighting them. Though I thought she retired and went into publishing. But I guess Penguin doesn't pay the way it used to. So she like is fighting these guys and they're like, well, we should go help her. Obviously we're heroes, whatever. So they go down to fight these people and she gets mad at them.
Well, she's trying to do a thing and she doesn't know anything about this group.
But what is the thing she's trying to do?
Do hero stuff? I don't know. I didn't really get the impression we found out why she was all uppity about it.
I mean, she might be an acquisitions editor now. She doesn't have time for this.
No.
She's got to be reading books and taking authors to 3 martini lunches. It's the 90s. Yeah. You could do that back then.
Do you read Sutter Kane?
Now it's nothing. Now it's like, oh yeah, we're going to publish your book. I hope you want to do all of your own shit just like you were fucking self-publishing. You're like, cool.
So the brawl is happening here. She's using her widow sting and everything. We have this crew here. We'll get to them in a second.
Yeah.
But when Thunderbolts take off to go engage with this here,
mm-hmm.
Black Widow wearing a costume I'm not familiar with.
I don't think I've ever seen this costume on her before.
It's just like a black leotard with like red stuff on it.
I guess. I mean, I don't really know what she was wearing at this particular time. Maybe this is her costume.
Well, if I recall, basically all she had in the 90s around this time was a black leotard with like a spider on it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm not
she
crazy.
Also had like one of those Avengers jackets, like those suede jackets they would wear. Some of them had.
Do you think like Tony Stark just like made all these jackets for
100%.
Oh, okay.
He was jacket crazy. He was.
Yeah, he was just like, you know what we need? We need matching jackets. We're gonna be like Los Jaquetos in The Simpsons.
I will burn with my custom jacket on.
Yes.
But Thunderbolts show up. We're having a fight here. Actually, we're about to have a fight. The leader is
Crimson Cowl. And I have never heard of this person.
This is her first appearance.
Oh, okay. There you go.
So.
Did not realize this was a woman until they said it, because the way they draw her, because it's like.
Initially, you don't really see.
Initially, you can't really tell. And the only hint you have is like after she disappears, they go, wow, that woman is crazy or whatever, or she almost blinded all of us.
That gal's one nasty customer.
That's it. And I was just like, oh, I didn't realize this was supposed to be a female character because it's just a massive red fabric.
Black Widow says here, I am tracking down all those who fought the Avengers and are still on the loose.
Okay.
I'm going to do my job and you will not need to stop. Don't stop me.
Yeah. But okay. I don't think they were going to stop her, but sure.
Well, she says, it gets better. There's a hidden cabal. I like when somebody uses cabal.
Cabal is a fun one to use.
Yeah. Hidden cabal taking charge of the New York underworld. Some say it's Hydra. Some say it's someone else. Whoever they are, the masters are working for them and were sent to confiscate the contents of this warehouse from a mob boss who won't submit to the new leadership. So she's like, all right, well, I'm going to go do that and you better stay out of my way.
Yeah. Fuck off. I got to go smoke my lunch.
Smoke my lunch?
Yeah, you just have like cigarettes and black coffee.
Oh, I thought she was going to smoke some brisket.
Oh, I mean, she could also smoke brisket. I don't know. She might be a grill master.
Now.
She might be a grill master. I'm never checked into that. But no, I was just saying, like, I feel like in the 90s, if you worked in publishing, all you did was smoke cigarettes and drink.
You were dressed like Black Widow was doing.
Yeah, you just basically have to wear all black and like a trench coat and just stand around smoking like a Virginia Slim. And that's what I'm assuming she's going to go do.
Right. So Citizen V is like, well, look, what we need to do is like get rid of this warehouse, this whole warehouse. Yes. So all the goods in here, everything blows up.
We need to send them a message.
I enjoy him saying, check the warehouse, Techno. See if you can confirm it contains underworld goods.
You think it's just like a bunch of boxes and it just is like crime, like for criminals only,
poison, evil,
underworld goods.
It's just like, he opens this up. It's like it's just a bunch of underworld DVDs.
Yeah, it's like
that movie with the fucking vampires and
it's like
whatever
bootleg DVDs and
underworld goods. He is like, all right, you know what? Sink it. So
let us destroy this warehouse.
They can't. Not that they can't use this warehouse or anything else.
Nope.
Just destroy the whole thing. Knock it down like it's a Lego house.
We can't just be like, hey, police officers, here's some underworld goods you might want to confiscate. They're just like, no, you know what? Knock it into the fucking water. And that's exactly what they do.
They proceed to do the thing in Spider-Man 2 when they blow up at the end Doc Ock's warehouse and just knock over like the whole thing, if I recall.
The way it looks after it's done is it looks like all these warehouses were just like sitting in a row like on a bridge that goes out over the water because it just sinks one. And then there's like on the sides, the other ones are still fine, but it looks very funny.
It's quite the demolition job they do here.
They really do a good job here. I mean, maybe they missed their calling. Really, they should be in construction.
It's 10 days later. Citizen V.
Oh yeah, he's Baron Zemo, and his face is all fucked up. And I don't remember if I asked you why his face is fucked up, but it just is.
Yeah, he got.
He looks very melty. It's really gross.
So he calls Techno in. And he's like, Techno, I need you to like do something for me.
Do some techno stuff.
Which we kind of see a little bit later. I think it's not really a big deal.
Yeah.
But it's just, but it happens. Mach 1 is catching up with Songbird.
Because apparently she's been icing him out here for a while. And he's like, hey, I like you. And she's like, oh, Mach 1, I like you too. But everybody I like kind of dies. So I was thinking maybe we shouldn't date. And he's like, it is a risk I am willing to take.
Well, he says, I wanted respect when I started out with this.
Yeah.
This whole Thunderbolts thing. But I think there's other things that are more important now, too.
Like you.
And he grabs her chin.
Oh, yes. The chin touching. We got to love a chin touch.
And they're having a makeout.
Gotta love that. The little, like, tip the chin up thing. The move. It's a good move.
So the face grabbing.
It's not like more of it's a very gentle touch. Yeah. It's not a grab. You don't want to grab face because then you don't want
to do like was it the John Travolta face grabbing?
Yeah, no, don't do that. I mean, he does more waterfall. That's just kind of like putting your hand on somebody's face and running it down it, which is such an odd move in that movie.
But yeah, he blue balls Mach 1 here.
Oh yeah,
the alarm does, and
he's like, damn it.
They hop on this jet and they go to find somebody. It's a group of guys dealing weapons, right? Before they get there, the Masters of Evil are there, and this is where we see the team here. And so here's we got Crimson Cowl,
first appearance,
aka Justine Hammer, daughter of Justin Hammer, the armor magnate from Spider-Man or from Iron Man, who was played by Sam Rockwell in the movies.
Like in the first one?
In the second one.
Oh, okay.
I think it's the second one.
Oh, man, it's been so long I couldn't tell you. But okay, sure.
She ends up being a pretty big deal. Then you have Cyclone.
Yeah.
The guy with the blonde hair and the C on his chest, but with like the swirls and everything here. It's a very ugly costume. I guess, according to what I was able to find about him, he kind of relates to our Captain America death issue.
Oh, okay.
With the guy where all those villains getting shot up.
Oh.
So there was a guy there named Cyclone that got shot.
Okay.
And but his armor, the mafia showed up and took this guy's armor.
So this is a different dude in the same armor?
Yes. So what happened was the Magia, one of the big mafia syndicates in the Marvel Universe, got a hold of his armor and gave it to this French guy. Oh,
that's right, because he does say we at one point.
He's a very French man.
Oh.
So he got this armor. So that's his deal. And then you have Man Killer.
Yes.
Who we've actually encountered before in the previous issue we talked about of Thunderbolts. She was fighting something Atlas and Wonder Man were involved.
Okay.
And she has been around for a lot longer than you would imagine. You would think she was like a brand new character, just given the way that she's like standing here with her crazy hair. It is.
Can we just say that like having a villain named Man Killer is very, very funny.
It is.
It's ridiculous, actually.
well, her thing is
I love to kill men.
Yes, because she was a skier,
like Olympic level
skier.
Okay. See how that's helpful in the middle of New York.
And she was up against one of her rivals who was a man, and they were having a race, and the man cheated, and it caused them to fall off a cliff.
Did he die?
He died. She did not.
Well, yeah.
But she was able to get an exoskeleton.
Oh, because it like paralyzed her or something.
Yes. She got able to get an exoskeleton and
then started just killing men.
Doing crime and being like, I'm here. But her main thing was fucking up dudes.
Sometimes it needs to be done. What are you going to do?
She's doing it.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Everybody has to have a hobby, I guess.
And then you have Tiger Shark. Tiger Shark has been around for a long time as well. He is mostly a Namor villain.
Yeah, makes sense because they're swimming.
The guy used to be a guy named Todd.
Todd
Arliss.
Todd.
His real name.
Todd.
He was at one point a competitive swimmer. Was he an Olympic swimmer? Yes, he was.
Oh, he was an Olympic swimmer. Okay, checking.
Because they're always Olympic swimmers.
Everybody's
Olympic level.
Every fucking superhero and villain is like an Olympic level fucking athlete. It's ridiculous.
Right. So he was an Olympic swimmer and he broke his back.
Jesus, everybody's breaking stuff.
Saving a person from drowning.
How'd you do that?
I don't know. It just happened.
What, did like a wave come and like throw him in the air or something?
Possibly.
Like, okay.
Maybe he hit a rock.
Or like a
something.
pier or something?
Yeah.
Sure.
He was paralyzed and some evil villain doctor gave him
an exoskeleton?
No. He spliced his DNA with tiger shark fish.
Nice.
And made him into basically, when he first was around up until like here.
Yeah.
He didn't look like this. He just looked like a guy with sharp teeth.
Oh, okay. But now he looks
and I think he had a fin on his head, but I don't think it was like a functional fin.
Like he could probably take it off type of thing? Like it's basically wearing a hat?
Costume. Yeah, he had a little hat.
He had a little hat? Okay.
But this one, though, is a guy
who's
a straight up fucking shark.
Yeah.
He's like King Shark, but like muscular. You know, he's got like a tinier head with a big fin on it. And he's got what best is described a mauve and blue outfit.
Where is he?
Right there.
Oh, yeah.
Like
It kind of looks olive.
It's olive. Yeah, but it's definitely more brown.
Yeah, yeah.
It is an interesting combination of colors.
It's kind of ugly.
And at some point, Meteorite's like, "Oh wow, you're like more mutated," and he's like, "Yeah, well, I want to eat your flesh."
She's like, I mean, don't.
But I'm like, no, here's the thing: you look up the Marvel wiki, just as I was like, okay, well, how do you get mutated? They don't tell you. It just happens. He just shows up.
Well, that doesn't help.
He just shows up looking like a monster. Then you have Claw, Ulysses Claw, who
I forgot about Claw.
We have a lot of people familiar with. He's the master of sound.
Sure.
And his action, his powers are very similar. If I almost actually 1-to-1 with Songbird's powers.
Well, I mean, he even kind of calls that out when they're fighting.
Yeah. And then lastly, we have Flying Tiger,
who is a tiger with like that flying squirrel wing.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is apparently a costume.
Wait, it's not a dude who's been mutated?
No, it's just a guy with I don't understand when I see this shit.
Here's the thing, because the shark guy is a shark guy who was mutated, but then you put him next to the tiger guy, but I'm supposed to be able to tell that that's a costume. And they look they both look like Animal Mans.
But they're not. But yeah, but one is and one isn't. And it's not the one you think it would be. It doesn't make sense.
This is just too complicated for me.
So his gimmick is he was a test pilot and he wanted
Olympic level test pilot.
Yes, exactly. The Olympic sport of test piloting.
Yes,
that was what the movie Top Gun was about.
Oh, 100%. All those guys doing the airplane slalom.
There's that part at the end of the movie where he gets off and then somebody from the Olympic committee is like, "Here, Tom Cruise, have an Olympic medal."
Yeah.
They're about to pounce on this meeting of gun guys, but the Thunderbolts show up, and this is where we get a brawl between the two teams, and this is where you got Songbird and Claw squaring off, and Claw's like, "Hey, I didn't say you could use my technology." Yeah,
I was gonna say, he's like, I would recognize my own technology anywhere, because he's like, I don't know who you are, but I recognize your tech or whatever.
Right. And then Techno is facing off against Mankiller, which they
used to date.
No, he was a chief at Hydra, and he was a fixer or whatever. And she used to work. I think she got her gimmicks from Hydra.
Okay.
And he just she charges at him.
But doesn't he say something like, "I can't use this power because I don't want them to know who I am" or something?
Maybe he says he could use a mentally controlled tech pack against her, but
he doesn't want to.
I think that might end up backfiring. So he just trips her. Like he literally just trips her. She charges at him. She just trips her, and she falls off a fucking building.
Nice.
Then Mach 1 and Flying Tiger are fighting each other, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
The Cyclone and Atlas are going up against each other. The Cyclone guy is being all like, "Oh, yeah, Club Z."
He is very French.
This is where Meteorite and Tiger Shark are against each other, and he's like, Tiger Shark's like, come here, girly. I'm going to crack your shell like a lobster and eat your flesh.
Gross.
And she's like, oh, he's weird looking.
Yeah.
But she says, this is weird. I'm trying to understand where she's getting this from, but she goes, he's like a ravening beast. I know he'd been mutated to a mostly animal form. There's a star here.
Oh, there's 2 stars in here.
There's one
in
earlier,
this issue, and they do not go to anything.
I need the star
because
though.
that I know, so do I, because that happened last issue we were reading.
But I need the star because this is going to tell me where he got turned into something.
Nope, not going to tell you at all.
Now I don't know.
Nope, you're never going to know because it doesn't even say on the wiki.
And she goes, it looks like he's partially recovered. I'm like, partially? What are you talking about?
Yeah, can you recover from
he
getting
has
mutated?
a giant fin that's growing off his head.
Yeah, can you recover from that?
He has 3 fingers.
I don't think that's something you really recover
He's
from.
not getting better.
Yeah, you don't get better.
And so Citizen V and Crimson Cowl fighting against each other. Crimson Cowl has a prehensile cape.
Yes, kind of like Doctor Strange's cape.
Yeah, she is.
Which is fun.
Which I do enjoy a good prehensile cape. I think that's.
Wait until we get to Absolute Month.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Okay.
So, but then these gun guys are like, "Oh, yoinks! We should probably get out of here." And this one guy goes, "We'll leave the guns and flee. There'll always be more guns, but I'd like to be around to sell them." Everybody's fighting each other. Claw's about to choke slam Songbird, and Mach 1's like, "No," but then Flying Tiger's like, "I'll hit you out of the sky." And then Meteorite's about to is blasting Tiger Shark, but then the Cyclone dumps Atlas onto her.
Yes.
He just flings her over onto her. At some point here, this is when Man Killer punches Techno into the box of guns.
Okay.
And then he's like, wow, I'm surrounded by guns. Oh no, I am creating more guns with my thing.
Yeah, he has like some sort of like weird telepathy with technology.
Yeah, his like pack or whatever.
Yeah, he can do it with like his head. Yeah, and so he creates
a Johnny Five. Do you see this?
He basically creates a Johnny Five. Also, in the first time you see it, kind of looks like a big spider. So I was wondering if he was in the Wild Wild West.
Yeah, I can see
100%
in a Will Smith movie.
Yeah, it's in the Will Smith movie. You know, when you go into the Wild Wild West. So it's very odd that I feel like every issue we've gotten either like a robot or like something with a lot of arms, because we got the shunting and then we got some robots. And this is kind of like the shunting plus robot.
Great.
Yeah.
So
Shuntbot.
Shuntbot. Yeah, you should be like, I call this Shuntbot.
Everybody's like, I gotta go over here now.
Like, I didn't see that movie.
Yeah, I was like, I don't get that reference.
Hey, when we get back to the theater, you know, to the thing, we're gonna have movie night. We're gonna watch Society.
Yo, you guys never seen Society?
1988 Society, director Brian Usna. It's terrific.
I could just see it like fucking Techno's making everybody watch Society.
Oh, it's like that scene in Summer School where like they screen Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Nice.
Because they're like, we don't have what to do. How about we just watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, because he's got this big gun thing that's trained on everybody, all these villains. And he's like, should I kill them? And Citizens V's like, no, we're heroes. Let's not do that. And then she, what's her face?
Black Widow.
No.
Oh, not yet?
Crimson Cowl uses her flash thing again.
That's right. But for some reason they have like, so before when she used her flash thing, she basically blinded everybody.
Yeah.
And now they have something special lenses.
Because that's what's his face? Citizen V was like, hey, Techno, I need you for a minute.
Can you make these things?
Can you make us some funky sunglasses?
So they can see when she does that. But apparently she has some sort of teleportation device.
And they're like, hey, where are those 2 arms dealers? And then out of nowhere, their bodies come flying in. And,
oh, yeah. Black Widow's just throwing people.
Black Widow's just standing there in the dark. Like, she's got no face here.
Yeah, she's like all silhouetted and stuff. And she's like, here, I brought you these guys.
And she doesn't say anything. She just kind of looks at them like,
yeah,
you motherfuckers. I don't like you guys.
Doesn't say a word.
As they're about to jet off, they get a note or some notification saying that there's been an intruder in their building. So they go flying back to the building, and it's the girl from the first panel. It's Haley.
But she is looking for the Fantastic Four because she apparently is the only person who's not aware that they are dead.
Well, she was captured. I mean, she probably because all she knows.
Yes, I didn't realize when she got captured.
All she knows is that she was having a birthday party. Onslaught did something to knock her building down. Her parents were killed. She was surviving in the wreckage. She got captured. Hentai.
Yeah, whatever the fuck's going on there. A lot of tentacles.
A lot of tentacles, and then she escaped. And she's all wrapped up in whatever was secure. It's more ropes and tentacles.
Yeah, she gets like, when they catch her, there's this drawing of her where she's like wearing like basically like ripped clothing.
Yeah.
You could pretty much see her ass, but they make sure to tell you she's a teenage girl.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like Chris Hansen's gonna show up at these people's doors.
hey, Citizen V, want to sit down over here?
You want to sit down over here? Did you bring that those Bartles and James wine coolers like you were asked to?
So I see the Society DVD over here. You have to watch that with her, right? Yeah,
right. Yeah,
Bartles and James and Society on DVD.
Oh God!
It actually sounds like a good night.
Ooh.
It sounds like a good night for me, for an adult man.
Yo, there you go.
For a 45-year-old man, yeah, that's good. But for an 18-year-old, however, 13 or however old she is.
Yeah, she's a teenage girl.
Teenage girl of indiscriminate age.
Yeah.
No. But they let her go, and she does some flippies.
Uh-huh.
And then she's like, Fantastic Four, where are they? If you don't tell me, I'll force you to. And she's glowing.
Yes.
Her eyes are glowing. Her hands are glowing. We're obviously going to find out that she was experimented on in the hentai dungeon. Now,
did she have powers prior to this?
No.
But why was she experimented on? To see if she could be given powers?
Yes.
So they could give other people power.
Yeah, because that's what Arnim Zola or whatever.
I gotcha.
Was like yanking people, kids or whatever, doing shit to them.
Sure.
And see if you can give them powers. And he gave her some sort of electrical device.
Would he turn her into live wire?
Essentially.
Yeah,
she ends up being called Jolt.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And she does join the team.
But does she know that they're villains?
No, not yet.
Okay, but then they're like, hey, by the way, we're just all villains except for this one chick?
Sure.
Yeah, all right, well, So that is how that issue ends, actually. Yeah?
Yeah. Well, we get like an origin story and stuff like that. And then they give her a costume and they're testing out her powers and everything. Like, it kind of just jumps right to that.
Huh, interesting.
And then there's in the annual issue that's reprinted here, it's something where Citizen V tells the story about how they got together, but he leaves out the part that they're villains.
Oh, okay.
And so we kind of get this background about the team.
So they have to be like, before they could walk around their little Fantastic Four place and talk about being villains, and now they cannot because they have to try to keep this a secret from her for some reason.
Well, but
do they use her for villainy or do they just keep pretending?
No, they use her for superhero shit.
What the hell, man? What's the point?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess that is Thunderbolts number 3 from June 1997. That is our Thunderbolts.
That's it for the Thunderbolts
review.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Since we're wrapping up here, what did you think about?
I really, at the end of the first issue, I was actually really interested in the fact that they were villains pretending to be heroes. But all they've really done with that is have them say over and over again, like, oh, I kind of like being a hero. And that's pretty much it. And I don't know. I found the end of the first issue interesting. It has not managed to keep my interest through the next 3 issues.
No, fair enough.
Yeah.
I read it and I've always wanted to read it.
Yeah.
Because I knew it's like this big series. I think I was surprised to see that it endured as long as it did.
Mm-hmm.
It has like just the property of itself. Like,
sure.
Like, when you're, had you told me that they make a Thunderbolts movie in 1997, I'd be like, why? But it's nothing like what the team was back then.
Of course.
It has its moments for me. And
sure.
there might be other stuff I might track down. I found like when I was at Mile High, there was like a real big omnibus.
Oh, yeah?
Of like a lot of like the later issues, like huge.
Oh.
But that's the thing. They loved the shit out of this team. I don't know if it was so much like a critical thing or if it was like sales wise, like how this became such a
big property. Huh.
So
I mean, it was the 90s.
I guess.
Maybe that's the explanation. It's kind of the explanation for a lot of things. It was the 90s.
But that's going to do it for this week's episode of our podcast. Thanks for listening. Find us on our social media. Find us on YouTube at Angry Hero 79 is my channel, and you can find a playlist of all the uploaded episodes on there of this podcast. You can go to the link in the description of this podcast, wherever you get it, and check it out there. Of course, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get the show. And I guess that's going to do it. We got some good stuff coming up next week. And I guess we can plan some stuff out, and I'm looking forward to it. So
Yeah.
it'll be an interesting summer, especially with all the movies coming out and everything.
Yes.
So it's gonna be a lot to talk about. So once again, folks, thanks for listening. We'll talk to you again next time.
Bye.